Hi, welcome back. I'm Melissa Laing. Today we're going to be covering shoulder exercises, specifically the rotator cuff muscles. Okay, if you haven't viewed my previous YouTube video, Side Lie Breathing, you'll want to recap this one. With everything, alignment's important, so we want our bones to be in the right position, and when our bones are in the right position, the muscles have to. So you want to be able to make sure that the hip is over the top, the waist is lifted, so the abdominals are active throughout this exercise. We're going to be working the rotator cuff muscles. They're kind of like the stability muscles for the shoulder blade, okay? They hold the shoulder in place. Quite often our muscles in our, from working at computers, we quite often get tight through our pecs and we pull our shoulder alignment out. If we're not breathing correctly, we'll utilize our upper trapeze as well, or if we're under stress. And again, we misalign the shoulder and then we start having problems like bursitis and other such shoulder issues like frozen shoulder. So it's important to get the shoulder aligned and get the appropriate muscles strengthened to hold the shoulder and the shoulder blade in place. So we're going to be focusing on, with this particular exercise, we're going to be focusing on infraspinatus and teres minor. So we're going to take a small weight. Now this can be anything from your fridge. You can get a can of something, a little tuna can, something that you can hold on to. You're going to just gently draw the shoulder down and relaxed, and you're going to rest the elbow on your waist, okay? Making sure your alignment is correct. You're reaching out through the crown of your head and through the back of your tailbone, and that your whole spine is being stretched in two different directions. The waist is lifted and the hand starts here. You're just going to breathe in and out. It doesn't matter which way you breathe, but you're just going to allow the shoulder to rotate inwards and outwards. Okay, so the muscles are at the back of the body and they're literally pulling the shoulder back and around. Okay, so breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And you're looking to rotate the arm out as much as you can without taking it into the body. Okay, so it's just happening inside the shoulder joint, in and out. You're aiming to do about 20 of these exercises. Because the muscles are little, when you get given a weight like this, quite often you think this is not going to be a hard workout, but even a weight such as this one, you'll find that this workout becomes incredibly hard when you start to reach 10, and by the time you finish 20 of them, you can feel it working at the back of the shoulder. Okay, this is a rotator cuff exercise. The next rotator cuff exercise we're going to do, we're going to take the arm up. Again, try to make sure that the arm's not back here and not too far forward. You want it straight up in the air. You want to feel like the shoulder is, or you want to feel like the humerus is leaving the shoulder slightly. So there's a bit of a stretch through the arm. And now, as you exhale, you again keep the waist lifted. You're going to turn and internally rotate the arm. So the hand turns from this way to that way. As you drop the shoulder down, you don't want to feel the pec muscle pull the shoulder out of alignment. In fact, you want to feel like there's a crease in the front of the arm socket, much the same as you would feel the crease in the hip socket. By internally rotating the arm, you're working the subscapularis, which lives between the shoulder blade and the rib cage at the back. And then you inhale to bring it up. So exhale, inhale. So we don't want to see you collapse the arm forward and have the shoulder come off the back. Keep the shoulder on the back, and like I said, feel the crease here. It's not about the pec doing the work. Okay, once you've done about 10 of them, you hold the arm here. Now what I do with my clients is that I ask them to reach out through the fist, but at the same time I ask them to draw back into, if you were lying against a wall, you could draw back into the wall. That way your shoulder's in a really nice position, and you shouldn't be up here either. You want the shoulder nicely relaxed. You're going to do 10 tiny little circles, as small as you can in one direction, and then tiny little circles in the other direction. It's quite challenging to do tiny circles. It requires the muscle to have way more control. So as I said, these are rotator cuff muscles. They help to position the shoulder in its joint, and this is one of the most unstable of our joints, so it's important that these muscles be nice and strong. Okay, so once you've done your 10 tiny little circles, you then want to position the knees so that they're in a chair position. Okay, now we're going to work the supraspinatus and some of the deltoid of the shoulder, okay? You're going to exhale to take the hand down to the knees and inhale to bring it up again. And again, you're going to do about 10 of these. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. So that hand is not to the side, but it's diagonally forward. Once you've done your 10, again, you repeat your tiny little circles. 10 in one direction and 10 in the other. Okay, the last one what we're going to do, again, it's the supraspinatus. So your arm is here, and you're going to allow the weight to travel forwards. Now, you don't want it behind your head. You almost want to imagine that your forehead were to be extended this way, and you're just taking the arm over and slightly forward of the head and back, okay? Forward of the head and back. Now this one, you're okay to let, you're holding here, but it's okay to really stretch the muscle. It allows us to stretch that fascial line down the side of our body, okay? And by drawing the shoulder down slightly, the upper trapeze has to work around the joint. If we let the shoulder come up, we're just shortening that muscle, so we don't want to do that. So just think of the shoulder blade traveling down into your back pocket as the arm travels over to the head. With this one, we don't do circles over the top of the head. It's just to finish off, okay? Now, with all of these exercises, what's fantastic and what's being researched now is that people that are prone to breast cancer generally need to be able to stretch all of these muscles out. And any form of trigger point or release work that we do in these areas actually help the cells to reorganize themselves so that they don't become cancerous. So this is a fantastic lot of exercises to do, particularly if you're the kind of person that has to sit at a desk all day long. You're able to stretch out all of those muscles. So that's the rotator cuff muscles.